Hey, what's going on? Charles Austin here, and let's be fit forever. So it is a Monday. Happy Monday. Happy start of the week. Happy it's going to be a great week. All of the trimmings associated with have a great week. Hopefully your Monday was as good as mine. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about this thing that you see right over there. Oh, right over there. Oh, this way. Is it this way? I'm trying to find the right. Yeah. There it is. I can't point to it. Anyway, right over there. There it is. I figured it out. Right over there, the thing I'm talking about here, high fructose corn syrup. All right. So corn syrup, however you say it. Um, but before we do, as always, make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, right? Make sure you turn your notifications on so that you're always up to date with the latest content here on the channel. 2 streams a week is the plan, but it didn't happen last week. It will happen this week, all right? Every Monday and Wednesday evening, generally around 7 to 8 Central Time, just depending on when I'm able to get on this thing, right? Because we all have life, right? Okay. And then occasionally on the weekends as well. I used to stream a little bit earlier, but I wanted to push that back just a little bit for my own well-being, and also to give some of the folks on different time zones a chance to jump in as well. So now we're kind of in that 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time window, Mondays and Wednesdays for sure, right? But anyway, high fructose corn syrup, right? I'm sure you've heard about it. You've seen it. Hopefully, you've seen it before on a food label, etc. And you've probably heard like, "Oh, this is bad," or "We shouldn't have this. It's terrible." All these good things. But the question you might want to ask yourself is, why is that the case, right? So we'll dive into that real quick here tonight. Another thing I want to try to start doing is trimming down my streams a little bit. Try to keep them less than 20 minutes most of the time, right? So I might go a little bit fast sometimes, but hey, the good thing is you can always rewatch these at any time, right? All of my streams, okay? But let's get into a high fructose corn syrup, right? So right here, I wanted to kind of start off here just because if you're not sure about where this is in your food, and we'll get into this a little bit later, all I did is literally type in soda ingredient list label. That's all I did. Type that in, and as you can see, here it is right there, high fructose corn syrup. Let's go to another one. Here it is again, high fructose corn syrup, right? Let's go to another one. There it is. Going the other way, you got to tilt your head a little bit. High fructose corn syrup, right? So let's see if we can find another one. I just typed in, like I said, I just typed in soda labels. There you go. High fructose corn syrup, right? So you can clearly see that it's on a bunch of soda labels, right? Well, here I found some Pop-Tarts, right? Well, here it is, high fructose corn syrup right there in front of your face, okay? And this is just ketchup. So this is just some of the foods that popped in my head. There's a plethora of foods that's going to have this additive high fructose corn syrup. But here you go. If you put ketchup on your burger or your hot dog, why would anybody put ketchup on a hot dog? I don't know. Mustard. But there you go. If you put ketchup on anything, you're getting high fructose corn syrup. So I just wanted to at least show you that so you can see that, hey, it's in foods and in beverages that you may or may not know that there it is, right? But what the heck is high fructose corn syrup, right? Many of us don't even know. We just told that it's good, it's bad, it's not bad, it's kind of bad, it's kind of good, etc., etc. But let's see what exactly is high fructose corn syrup, right? So if we go straight down to the bottom and we say, hey, how is this high fructose corn syrup made, okay? Well, we go right here to where it says it's made through wet milling. And the more we know that the more you process foods, the more unnatural they become, the more removed from nature they become, right? So it says start to separate it from other parts of the corn used to make syrup. And the syrup is then converted. Then here's a key word, refined, and filtered into a liquid milk mixture of this 42 or 55% fructose, right? With glucose making up the majority of the remaining sugar. All right. So that's kind of giving you an insight on exactly how high fructose corn syrup is made, right? And as we know, that's the hold on, folks. There we go. All right. So why do we call it high fructose corn syrup? Well, it's sorry about that. I had a little connection issue. I had this connection issue last time, so I'm going to get down to the bottom of this, right? But it's called high fructose corn syrup because basically it's high in fructose, right? That's literally what it is, right? So now we kind of understand why it's called high fructose corn syrup and how it's made. We understand that it's processed, but why the heck is this one the one that's so popular? Like why? See, I apologize, y'all. I'm having all kind of connection issues. I have no idea why. I'm trying to actually fix it while I'm live here. So it says here, fructose is the sweetest naturally occurring sugar, and it's metabolized in your liver, right? So if you really want to know how sweet fructose actually is, you can look here on this nice little chart here to see that the two highest sugars with the two highest ranges have the word fructose in it, right? So if you're wondering, hey, why in the world are they using fructose to sweeten all of these foods and these beverages, is because of how sweet it is, right? It's super sweet. It's super sweet. It's super sweet, right? So again, if you want to get into the nitty gritty a little bit more on things being super sweet, here's the thing. All right, it's super sweet. Scientists, these food companies, they understand that, right? So what they're doing is they're making sure that they get the super sweet food that you like, in order for you to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back for more. All right. So one of the things associated with food is the fact that they're going to have a high glycemic index, right? And I talked about this in my video where I discussed how you can eliminate diabetes without medication. I provided a link down in the description of this video, so please check that out. But basically, long story short, if we're talking about a high glycemic index food, it's something that you consume that causes a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by a rapid crash in blood sugar as well, for the most part, right? So the thing about these types of foods, and we're talking about high fructose corn syrup, which is super sweet, high glycemic index, etc., right? They're going to make people feel good, which means you're happy. So your brain is like, yay, sending pleasure signals throughout your body. But it's also going to make you hungry. All right. So as soon as you feel good, you're going to also feel hungry, which what do you do when you're hungry? You eat again, right? As we see here, low glycemic foods do not have this effect. So these are going to be foods like your naturally sweet fruits, vegetables, your nuts, seeds, grains, legumes. All those types of things are going to be on the lower end of the glycemic index. All right. So again, the brain has what is called a sugar reward system. This is a network of circuits that are comprised of dopamine producing cells, and dopamine make you feel awesome, right? These cells release dopamine, one of the brain's chemicals, when we eat sugar. So again, it makes you feel good, but since it's a high glycemic index, you're not full. You're ready to eat right again as soon as you eat the first time, right? So what about other sugars, right? So let's compare. We talked about how high fructose corn syrup is made. Well, what about regular cane sugar, right? And true story, just this weekend, occasionally I'll drink a soda every now and again just because I want to get the taste. So I run up to the store, I go grab a few sodas, and I get home and I'm starting to drink them. And at first I'm drinking and I'm like, this is pretty good. Like I was drinking an orange Fanta or something like that, right? And I'm drinking it and I'm like, wow, normally I can't drink soda because normally it's so sweet. I can only drink about a quarter or a half of it, and then I have to pour the rest out or throw it out or save it for another day or whatever. But as I'm drinking this one, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty easy to drink. And then I turn around, I look at the label, and it says, hey, it's the ingredients for cane sugar with the carbonated water, right? There was no high fructose corn syrup. And I found that so interesting that it was so easy to drink. My taste buds are used to just drinking natural things and eating and drinking natural things, that this soda, which was sweetened with regular cane sugar, was something so much easier on my palate than these other processed and overly processed products, right? So the thing about cane sugar is it's literally made from sugar cane. All right. And if you're not sure what sugar cane is, I can't remember if I had a picture up or not. But if you're not sure what sugar cane is, we can just do it right now. Sugar cane. All right. Image. There you go. Sugar cane. Looks just like that. It grows out of the ground and it's sugar. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm trying to elicit the point that on one end we have sugar cane, which is literally made from, or cane sugar, which is literally made from sugar cane, versus high fructose corn syrup, which is made from separated starch to make a syrup, converted and refined, filtered into mixtures with, there's a difference, right? But also, again, we're talking about the fact that it's specifically designed to be high in fructose, which of course we've already identified the fact that fructose is the sweetest naturally occurring sugar. So they want the sugar, they want the taste to be super sweet, so that you can activate those reward centers in your mind so that you like them, but also you're hungry again, so you're going to go back and get that same food again, right? So what are some common foods? We gave you some examples again. So where do you even find this stuff, right? And we'll start getting into the reasons why this stuff can be so bad for you as we get ready to wrap up here, right? So some 12 common foods, and this is just a list I found. I didn't spend a long time looking up a list, but this was a pretty good list, right? But 12 common foods that have high fructose corn syrup, right? So candy, right? If you look at any type of candy, whether it's like, little fruity type candies, chocolates, whatever, 99% of the time you're going to find high fructose corn syrup, right? Again, packaged sweets, we already talked about. Soda, juice drinks. Now, this is another one you got to watch out, especially for my parents out there. You got to watch what you give your kids. Many of these things that are disguised as healthy juices, they're not, right? Anytime you see that word, hey, run from it, okay? It's going to have a bunch of added sugar to it. Fast foods, obviously, and sodas and things like that. Lots of sauces and condiments. I already showed you ketchup as an example, right? Ice cream, ice pops, all the stuff that you find in the frozen dessert section, right? Many breakfast foods, breakfast cereals, right? Like the flavored oatmeals and all the cereals with all the cartoon characters that are literally designed to target children, right? To get them hooked on this sugar as well, right? Things like jelly, peanut butter and jelly, not the greatest snack, right? Breads and crackers, pancake syrup. In our house, we just have regular maple syrup, right? Applesauce is just another one. So the bottom line here is that there's a bunch of foods that you probably have in your house right now, or things that you probably consume on a regular basis that you may or may not know contains this stuff called high fructose corn syrup, which is an easy way of just saying super sweet processed sugar, right? That's the easiest way to remember it. So if you want to know, hey, how do I say high fructose corn syrup? I say super sweet processed sugar, okay? Now, why is this an issue? Let's wrap up here. Let's figure out why is this an issue. Because alone, high fructose corn syrup isn't necessarily the worst thing, right? That's not necessarily the problem, right? So if somebody gets high fructose corn syrup from time to time, that's not going to give them heart disease. That's not going to give them diabetes. That's not going to make them obese and lead ultimately to their death from chronic disease, right? That's not the problem. What is the problem, right? Well, here's the problem right here. Many of those foods that I just described are lacking one important ingredient, and that ingredient is fiber. Okay, so if we go back to the list, pancake syrup, breakfast cereals, ice cream, condiments, sauces, fast foods, drinks, soda, candy, sweets, they're all lacking one important thing, and that thing is fiber. Okay, and literally, this is a article that I found from the CDC that literally says fiber, as you can see right in front of me, the carb that helps you manage diabetes. They're literally telling you on their site right now, if you want to manage, and I like to use the word prevent and eliminate but you can help prevent and eliminate yourself with consuming more diabetes by consuming more fiber. But it says the one that helps you manage diabetes, right? So what is one of the healthy benefits? We're not going to get into all of them because we're talking about one specific thing: controlling your blood sugar right here. All right. Now, because the body is unable to absorb and break down fiber, it doesn't cause a spike in blood sugar the way other carbohydrates can. This can help your blood sugar stay in your target range. So long story short here, if you're consuming foods that are high in sugar, they also need to have fiber. Definitely need to have fiber. Now let's look at the imagery that's associated on this picture right here. All of these foods have something in common. They have sugar. But they also have something else in common. They also have fiber. Okay? So yes, we talked about fructose, which is the sweetest naturally occurring sugar. As you see, it's found in fruit. It's found in vegetables. Okay? So yes, when you eat fruits and vegetables, you're consuming fructose. But guess what else you're consuming? Right? You're also consuming the fleshy parts of the fruit and vegetable, which contains fiber, which helps keep your blood sugar spikes and your overall blood sugar lower. Okay? It reduces strain on your liver, reduces strain on your pancreas, which is overall what you want to happen. Okay? So this is the thing, right? This is the thing about high fructose corn syrup that is such a problem. It's not. If you missed that last part, I was finishing up by saying that the problem is that this high fructose corn syrup is going to have an issue with being in foods that have little to no fiber, right? So 6 reasons, obviously, why you want to avoid high fructose corn syrup. Unnatural amount of fructose to your diet. You want to consume your fructose from naturally occurring fruits and vegetables, right? Increases your risk of liver disease, right? We just got through talking about the fact that, hey, fructose, earlier on, we're talking about fructose is processed. It helps get processed by the liver. And if you have too much of it, you can do damage to your liver, right? Increasing your risk for obesity and weight gain because many of these foods don't have fiber, causing massive blood sugar spikes. And we know about the reward centers in your brain. We also talked about risk for other diseases as well. And there's no nutrients as well. All right. Do want to wrap up remembering to let you know about going to my YouTube channel where you can click the playlist for the 3 times the burn challenge and start that program 2 weeks for free. If you like what you are, if you like the workouts, if you like the program, which you definitely will, you can click the links inside the description to find out how to get the entire program, which includes a nutrition plan, support from yours truly, and much, much more, right? So we'll go ahead and wrap today. And remember, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on. Make sure you follow me on. I will see you next time on Wednesday. As always, stay happy, be healthy, and be fit forever. I'll check y'all out next time. Have a good one.